Hello everyone, welcome to Code Northeast, and this is your lesson number 2 on Core Java. So in our previous lesson we have seen how to install the JDK and how to install your Eclipse. So in today's lesson we are going to see how you will be able to run your first line of code in Eclipse. And also we will see just for knowledge purpose how you can do the same in Notepad and using command prompt. Okay. So to begin with, let's start with our Eclipse. Okay. So when you open Eclipse, you will be greeted with a window like this. Here, you just need to click on Java project, select lesson 02, and everything else you can keep it as same. Click on next. Then you can unselect this one and click on finish. Okay, once you click on finish, your project will be created. At the very beginning it will not have anything except the library, the Java libraries, which will help you in running the Java code, right? So at first what we can do is we can create one package. Okay, you click on package, we'll name it something like this, com.codene.test. Then a package will be created. Package is nothing, package is like a directory or a folder inside your Java project. Okay, so right click on this, click on new, and click on class. Once you click on class, you can name it your uh, anything, you can name it anything. Let's name it as first class. Then make sure to select this. Selecting this public static void main makes sure that this class will be run as the main class. Click on finish. When you click on finish, yeah, you will have a window like this. The beauty of Eclipse is that it will automatically generate your package line, then it will automatically create your class line and also the main method line. So in Java, the function is called as method. Okay, but the concept will remain same, so nothing to worry on that front. So here let's understand line by line. Okay, so when you create a class, it will have a package. So if you create, if you have, you would have created inside this source package, then this package line would be skipped. So this is not mandatory, but right now as we have created this class file inside the package, that's why we are able to see this package com.codene.nest. So this just declares that this class file is inside this package or folder. So next we need to understand the most important part of Java, that is declaring the class. Okay, so here we need to declare the class with the exact same name as the file name. Okay, so whatever file name we have, that is first class.java, the class name of that main class should also be same. Coming to the next portion, that is the main method. So main method has three four mandatory fields. That is, the main method always needs to be public. Another thing is, the main method always needs to be static, and it will always return void data type, and it will accept an argument, that is a array of string. Okay, so the main method needs to be accessible from outside the class, so that is why it has to be public. And static means that whatever code you write in Java, the static block of code is always read first by the compiler, or interpreter. And main method will always return void data type, that's why it needs to be void. And also main method will accept a array of string, that is why we need to declare that as well. So writing our first line of code, we will proceed with a simple hello world. To print hello world, we just need to write system.out.println hello world inside this. Then we just need to save it. So the system.out means it will produce a output to the system, means to the console, and print means it will print whatever argument that we are passing inside this method print. So println means it will print line by line. Okay, that is the basic difference between print and println. Now you right click on it, then click on run as, click on Java application. Voila, so you have been able to run your first line of code in Java. As you can see, we are able to successfully print hello world. So this is how you can run your code in Java code in Eclipse, and this is very helpful as Eclipse most of the time will automatically generate some lines of code for you, so that your work will proceed faster. But if you are an absolute newbie, then it is advisable that you practice your coding sometimes in Notepad++ also, because so that you do not forget how to declare class, you do not forget how to declare main method and all those basic things. So we have completed how to write our first code in Eclipse. So the second action item is coding using Notepad++. Okay, that is also pretty simple. What we'll need to do is, you can use Notepad++. It is a very efficient note making software, and it supports multiple language. But unlike Eclipse, it is not an IDE, so it will not have a library of its own, and it will not suggest you, it will not give you code suggestions. Okay. Okay, so proceeding with our second action item, that is coding using Notepad++. So to do that, simply click on plus. Then we need to, as we had said, we need to declare the class file. Here we can ignore the package as it is a standalone Java file, so we can ignore the package. So first step is declaring the class, public class. We can keep the name same, public class, first class. Okay. Then one thing, always keep in mind the indentation. Okay, in Eclipse the indentation will be taken care of automatically, but in Notepad you need to take care of indentation yourself. Java is not dependent on indentation like Python, but it is always good to follow some standard rules, because let's say you are doing one project in Java and you have a team of 4 to 5 people or more than that. So if you share some lines of code, some code files amongst you, and everyone follows the same standard of indentation or nearby, then it is easy for you to understand the code of your classmate, and also it will be easier for you in future when you debug a project. Right now we are just writing a basic lines of code, so it's not looking that complicated. But when we level up to the point where we will start writing multiple pages, multiple lines of code in a live project, then definitely indentation will help you in debugging it. So back to the point. So once we declare the class, we need to declare our main method. In main, as we had discussed, the mandatory fields are, we need the main method to be public, then we need it to be static, then it should return void data type, then it should be named as main. Okay, another important thing that we missed is that it should accept an array of string. Okay, once done with it, we can write our line of code to print hello world. Hello world. Okay, save it. You need to select all types, then you need to write it as the name. As I said, it should be same as the class name, so it should be first class dot java. Once you are done with saving it, go to the folder where you have saved it, then press on shift and right click, then open PowerShell. Once you open it, the first step is compiling the Java code. So to do that, the name of Java compiler is javac. So write javac, then your Java file name firstclass.java. See, we don't have any error. That means we have been successful in writing our first code in Notepad, that too without the help of any IDE. So once done, we need to run this in our JVM. So we just need to write Java, then the class name. So before that, let me show you what happens when we compile our code. So this was the first class.java file. Once we compile, then Java will create a class file. So that is why it is called platform independent, right? So when we compile it, a class file will be generated. This class file you will be able to run in Windows, you will be able to run in Linux and any platform which will have JVM in it. Keep in mind, the platform independent is actually dependent on the JVM. The JVM should be present in that operating system to run the Java. So coming back, just we need to write Java, then first class, name of the class, and that is it. Just click on enter. Voila, we are able to print hello world successfully without the help of any IDE. So congratulations to you also. Another thing before I conclude the class, another thing that I want to uh, let you guys know is that in main method we can see we can understand why we are declaring it is public, because it needs to be accessed from outside. We declare it as static because in any Java file the static line of code will always be read first, and we want that computer should read the main method first. So that's why we are declaring it as static, and void because main does not return any data, so it is void. But why do we declare it, why do we say that it will accept a string of it will accept an array of string? So because we can actually pass as an array of string, and the procedure to do it, I will show you that. Okay, so just to test it, I will declare one for loop. So even if you are not that familiar with for loop, nothing to worry. As we progress in our class, I will explain what for loop is, how to use for loop in Java, and all those things. So for, then you can come here and system.out.println. Here we can print our element, the element of the array. Just save it. Now if we run this, will we be able to see our changes? No, because the class file is still the same. So whenever you make a change in Notepad, so whenever you are writing a Java code in Notepad and making a change in it, then remember you always need to compile it again. So just run javac firstclass.java, click enter. No error, that means our code is absolutely fine. Right, first class, then we need to pass a array of string. So we can write code any is great. See, our code was that for loop, for whatever the length of the array of the string, it will keep printing each element in each line. So that's what happened here. Code, from code, then any, then is, then great, and the hello world is from whatever we had written previously. So this is how the argument in main method works. So congratulations, you are now, I hopefully you will now be able to write your first code in Java. So that's all for our lesson number 2. Hopefully you liked our video. So don't forget to like, share with your friends, whoever is interested in learning Java, and comment down if you have any doubt. Thank you.